Another week has ended, and Amazon, of course, rallied this week as expected. Last Friday closed. Like I said, this is officially a doji tail, and you can see right there the doji tail. Last Friday, it was below this key level that I have highlighted in red for pretty much 90% of the day, just to confirm with you on Friday. There it is. Below this key red line for 90% of the day. Then it closed above it. So this right here, this key rally right here was what triggered everything. I mean, they do it right at the very end, keeping it below this key level for pretty much the whole entire day until the last 30 minutes, rally all the way up to 3200 flat. This right here triggered the whole algorithm. Why? Because this is a doji tail. Rally above a key level, a doji tail, and a doji tail sparks key. Here's the other doji tail, the previous doji tail, which is also below this key technical level, and then rally up above it, closing above it. This, the last one, sparked a vicious rally, followed by a little bit consolidation, and then another vicious rally. And guess what? The other doji tail right there, doji tail. This is also a doji tail below the 200-day moving average, rally above it. This is a confirmation doji tail, and of course sparked a vicious rally or short squeeze. So officially, this is fool me once, I'm the fool. Fool me twice, I'm the fool. And then fool me three times, I'm the fool. So, like I said, it's you have to go with what the technical says. Even though you don't want to believe it, even though this whole damage is so strong and is below the 200 was starting to flatten out. So if the 200 is starting to flatten out, then it could potentially decrease. So a lot of people might say, you're not gonna fool me three times thinking it's gonna reverse and go lower. Well, that didn't happen. Like I said, also on the technical for the weekly, last week closed right at the 50-day moving average or the 50 weeks moving average. This is the previous one, consolidation and a rally. Here it did not consolidate, it rallied all the way up to the 20. So officially it went from one level to another level, low to high, low to high. So officially at the 20, this so it's right at the technical level. This right here is a technical level. Um, you know what? It may be a significant level, but I doubt it. I think most likely what's going to happen, if we're lucky, Monday might be a slight consolidation, and then you will see a rally to this is the 100, and then this is the 50. So it will break the 100 and go to the 50 on the daily, which line up with 61.8, which lines up at the top of these three candles. So that is a magnet point, lining up the 61.8 and the top of these three candles, which is the data set or the data range for this neo intermediate regions of candles. That is where it looks like it's heading. So this is the 60-day or the 60-minute trend line. As you can see now, it's significantly above it, and it's now on a upward trajectory, like I mentioned, toward this range right here, this line, which is these candles right here, lining up with 61.8. So that is where the target is Most likely it would get there either Wednesday or Thursday. That is my target. So I'm hoping to get in a pullback to the 50 on Monday. Uh, and then hopefully ride it to the 61.8. The options were strong. So the option volume was strong. Even though there were some pullbacks on the let's say the 330 was strong, but let's look at the three yeah the 33,000. You can see the volume on the options was strong this week. Yeah, here it is. This is Monday. Yeah, this is Monday, starting Monday, and the whole week it was relatively strong. The 330 was also looks like there's volume on the 330 picking up here. So strong volume on the calls, and there was some volume on the puts, but not enough. Funny enough, how they did do another type of head fake. If you look at the weekly, and so here's the weekly, you can see that a lot of the day. So this is where I did my risk management, and then I failed it. So the morning I knew was gonna be volatile. So I sold one call and one puts toward this first candle. So this first candle, I sold one calls and one puts, dated out like 2 weeks, no 3 weeks from today. So I knew that was a good bet because the Amazon VIX index in the morning was high. I mean, even though you can say, well, on the daily it's low, but I knew the morning tends to be high and then it went low. So here is where it deteriorated after the first few 5 minutes, first 30 minutes or whatever. You can see a drop. So this drop right here gained me $850 just from this drop on both selling one call and one put. So low risk play. That was the play. The only mistake I made was not realizing that Jerome Powell was gonna talk, and that was gonna spark a rally. Here it is. I knew Jerome Powell was gonna talk, but I didn't think it was gonna be any significant event. Actually, here was where he talked. So I didn't think it was gonna lead to any significant event. It did spark the whole QQQ or the whole Nasdaq. In fact, the whole market rallied on it, surprisingly. And then at this point, as you can see, it's pretty much shot straight up. So at that point, I didn't think there was much to come of it. So I was like, okay, the whole morning, this was it was coming up toward 12:45, 12:50, which means it was coming up onto the afternoon, and I said I should cover. I definitely should cover because something, I felt like the afternoon it could pretty much go, it was option expiration. It's a Friday. It could easily go to either 310, 3,000 or 3350, but I didn't. And I'm kicking myself now to think about it because I actually even bought one call right here at the low. I bought one call option, which I cover when it got to this VWAP because I just didn't see. I just couldn't see it. Surprisingly, I just couldn't see it, even though I knew the 50 was right here and the 32. I just didn't think it was gonna happen knowing that the QQQ had already made all of this gain in the morning. And where it was at was pretty much right here. So why would Amazon? It just didn't make any sense. You can see Amazon, like here was where Amazon started to did that powerful rally, and the QQQ had already made its powerful rally in the morning already. Like by the time it was 10 o'clock, 11, 10 o'clock, 10:30, it had already been pretty much close to its high for the day. So I didn't think it was gonna crash. So here we were sitting right here, and I say, well, Amazon is weak compared to the QQQ. So why would Amazon rally? It just didn't make sense for it to rally. I would think that if the QQQ corrected, Amazon would actually. I was in favor of Amazon actually crashing or correcting down to somewhere right here. That's why I sold the call when it went up. But I also didn't cover my options, my straddle that I sold, and it went up to 850. It was at 850, and it went all the way down to 300, 400. Eventually, I cover, somewhere here, for a $600 gain. So I lost out on $250, which was it was poor risk reward management, and it also was poor. I just, even though I've seen this so many times, it's just so hard to believe, to be honest. It's just so hard to believe that they can just do this, and they did it last week as well, pretty much. But it was like at the end of the day, they rally it, and all of a sudden you just get a squeeze for no particular reason. You just get a squeeze because in the afternoon, like I said, afternoon trash officially at 1 o'clock. Afternoon trash is where they can take over and hijack. In the morning, there are too many players, too many hedge funds, too many people, too many market maker, too many volume to try to play this game. But in the afternoon, people are going home. They're ready for the weekend. They're taking off. There's not a lot of people around. They go, well, it's time to hijack it. Time to hijack it. And they saw the volumes, so they go like, there's a lot of car volumes. Not only that, the max paying was at 300 and 330, I believe, or 3,300. So the max paying is almost obsolete at this point because algorithm sees it, traders sees it, and they just don't follow max paying anymore. And they go the opposite. So the volume was on the call size on the options, and I also saw it for next week on September 3rd. I also saw it on, I think it was the 3350. You can see the volume was coming up, and this was during the day. The volume was there. Obviously, you see all this volume picked up after when it started to push in the afternoon. This was at 1 o'clock. Started to push, then all the volume came in, so it ended up for next week, all this volume, all this call volume. So this is very bullish, very, 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 very bullish. And that's why I'm thinking next week on Monday, if we get lucky for a pull down in the morning, hopefully it just open flat, and then in the morning, I'm willing to get anywhere here at 33.45. I don't think it actually would get to the 50% now, to be honest. And if you wait for the 50%, it probably won't get there, so you'll miss out. So I may sell one call option. Yeah, one put option. Sell one put option here, maybe two, probably just one, and then buy one call option. So I am actually, that's a poor risk reward management choice, to be honest. For a risk reward account, I should not be doing that because I am leveraging to the bullish side a little bit too much. So I might have to rethink that strategy. But at this point, I'm just thinking 61.8 is the target. So selling one call option definitely would be the right option. If I wait for the 50% to buy the call or sell one put option, and if I wait for the 50% to buy the call option, it may not happen, even though it looks like it potentially could happen. I just don't think they would get it down there. So that is where Amazon is at, looking very bullish across the board. So we'll cover that, I guess, the market later on.